Hello, patron backers. Welcome to the April Hangout on the channel. How's it going, everybody? Good to see you. Hope that was an epic intro. I tried to really build up the tension. I tried to really make you excited about this moment. Alex, you're here. What's up? I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad you could make it. I know you have to go to work soon. But hey, guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm so sorry I had to. It's tough. It is really hard for me to plan. You have the shirt? Yes, Star Wars. It's hard for me to plan pretty much anything in the day. You guys can't hear me? You guys can't hear me? Can you hear me? Who can hear me? That's the question. "15 minutes, brah. Let me know if you can hear me or not. I'm running my microphone into this, and it says it's on, and according to my volume indicator, it's on, but who knows? So, you're pretty quiet, though. How am I pretty quiet? I wonder... Is that better? Hello? Hello. I'm just going to get real close to the mic and do this. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, it's really hard for me to plan anything in the days because my schedule is constantly being made for me in two capacities. One is, my work as a teacher and a coach. Other people book me on appointments. So I might think, oh my gosh, I'm totally free today. And then I'll find out, no, I have 7 coaching starting from 2 going to 9. And I go, oh, okay. Usually I find out the day in advance. Or with my agent and manager, I have nothing to do with the scheduling of an audition. So you literally just get a call. You just find out, oh, there's an audition tomorrow. And so off you go. So today I had a commercial audition. But that was today. So thank you guys for being willing to be a little flexible. A huge thank you to Alex for sticking around. I have to go to work. Everybody, Marty, Emma, Anna, I'm so sorry you can't hear anything. Try restarting your computer. Poof of smoke, I have arrived. Miss Vexy, why are you dying? Don't die. Ashley, Lynn, Morgan. I think it's everybody so far. But guys, really good to see you. I can see your icon on here. Welcome. How's everybody doing? How's everybody been? I know it's actually not been a full month since the last one. Oh, it's 6:47 a.m. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Next time, I'm going to try. The reason I did it this weekend, by the way, today, is because I am in Atlanta this weekend, and then I am in Dallas the weekend afterward, both teaching and coaching. So I knew it was going to be crazy and nutty, and I wasn't going to be able to live stream or do anything. So I didn't want to think, oh, I'll make it happen, and then just not being able to do it. So that's why I kind of did it today, even though it's only the 21st. But thank you guys for adjusting to my schedule. I'm glad you're doing good, Lynn. Technology conspiring against you. P.S. Emma smells. I don't know. I've never actually smelled Emma. I've only seen her through the computer, but I get the vibe that she's a pretty clean person. So, so great. Everybody's doing pretty good. That's good. That's good. It's been an interesting month for me. April has been. When's the last time I saw you guys? Yeah, I saw you guys. I guess it was in the end of March. But yeah, that's the other thing is G7 is next week. And some of you guys are going to be at G7, so you wouldn't be around anyways. So it's good that we're doing it today. I just found out my friend Dom is going to G7. You guys know Dom. I'm not. Nobody invited me. That's okay. It's okay. I have to work anyways. I'm supposed to be doing a workshop in Dallas, although I suppose if they called me, I would probably try to make it happen. But no, they didn't invite me this year. So that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. It's okay. The Glee thing has run its course. But I hope you guys have a blast. I hope you guys have fun. Please give a big hug to Dom for me. I haven't seen Dom in a while, like literally since GeekyCon. I haven't seen him in a long, long time. So please say hi to him. Oh no, I'm frozen. Am I frozen? So yes, please say hi to Dom for me. I just saw all the Star Kid peeps. We had a Easter picnic a few days ago, and I love those guys. So you guys will have a blast with them. And Billy was great. I got to meet Billy last year. He was really cool. And I don't know the other guy, Noah, but I do know Noah from YouTube. I had watched his stuff before he was ever cast on Glee, so he's tremendous. Really, 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 really great guy. So yeah, welcome. So to get us started today, I just thought I'd update you a little bit with the show, tell you what's going on. I still haven't done any more interviews, so I don't want you to think that I am forgetting about my promise to do questions. I just haven't done any more interviews yet because I still have 2 more episodes to go. And like I was saying, I wanted to keep my interviews a little more topical. When I was editing Telly's episode, I realized there were things that people, like, we would talk about things that had happened like 2 months ago. Be like, oh, check out Allegiance in theaters February 21st. So I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to avoid letting things get like so far ahead in advance that it sounds like weirdly ancient. So that's why I haven't done it yet. But I think I don't know who my next guests are going to be. More than likely, it might possibly be one or two of the Star Kids. My friend VJ from a channel called AV Byte. You guys may have seen some of his stuff. I don't know. I have people who've all said yes. I just haven't, committed to it yet. But I will announce my guest in advance so that you guys can send in your questions. Yeah, by not adding dates, you can pre-record weeks in advance. Well, it's tough because sometimes specifically they want to plug certain things that are coming up. So if it's like a conversation where we don't talk about anything like that's happening now, that works. But I also want to give them a platform to I want to give them a platform to like plug things. So yeah, I just have to be careful with like addressing dates and stuff. So I think we can make it work. I'll figure it out. This is a whole process. I'll figuring it out. Yes, I do know the AV Bike guys. VJ is one of my dear friends. He actually lives right down the street from me, and I see him a lot. He just borrowed my camera. So yeah, he's awesome. I love VJ. Hi, Anna. How do I know everyone? How do I know everybody? Probably all comes back to Darren Chris, honestly. The great uniter. No, I know everybody through... this is what's so magical about events like G7, GeekyCon, LeakyCon, is it really allows... I mean, first and foremost, it's amazing to get to meet people who are fans of stuff that you might do. That's the coolest thing. And then kind of the unexpected gift that events like that have given, at least me, and I can't speak for everyone, but I know people that I've worked with, is it sparks relationships that we then take back home. So yeah, it's interesting when you meet somebody and I'm frozen again. I'm watching my playback. I think I'm frozen. No. Am I frozen? Oh, there we go. Okay. I was about to sing Frozen, but I didn't know how to sing it. I forget. The snow blows wide on the snow goes wide on your mother tonight. What is it? I don't know the lyrics. So, let it go, Kurt. Let it go. Yes, Marty. I don't know why the audio's not working. I'm so sorry. Check your if you go to preferences and check what what the output of your speakers are. Sometimes that can be a thing. Anyways, what was I saying? One of the most beautiful gifts about something like GeekyCon or LeakyCon and stuff is it really lets creative relationships develop accidentally. You'll be back in the green room about to go out to do a panel, and you'll get to talking, and you'll get to know each other, which is wonderful, because then you suddenly like have a connection and you have a relationship, and then you come back home. And I mean, honestly, that's how Spies came to be. Spies was really us getting to know each other at various events, and then like literally coming back and going like, hey, do you want to do something, and getting to then create things. And that was all kind of inspired by that relationship that had started kind of accidentally, right? So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we first met you at stage 773 when I took my girls to the Joe Moses show. Yeah, that was a good time. That was awesome. So yeah, that's how I know everyone. That's how I know various people, which has been really, really cool. Agent Kermeg is awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Where's my pimp cane? Oh, guys. Okay, do you know how I randomly almost every live stream show you guys like weird stuff that you go like, Kurt, why do you have that? I feel like I should do more of that today. Sorry, I'm not distracted. I'm actually trying to turn up the volume here. I wish I knew system preferences. So I got some weird stuff I can show you guys today, because I'm in my office, and so I actually have access to things that are nearby. Sound. Let's see here. See if I can turn up the sound. Play sound effects through. No, it's not. Input volume. Input. Let's see here. Let me know if this is any better. Check. Hello. Check. Hello. I don't know if this is helping at all. I don't know. I had for a long time an addiction to buying swords and weaponry. I love swords, and as a little kid, I loved sticks. I just loved like sticks and like swords and things like that. And so when I was like 18, or I guess I was even younger than that, I had started to do stage combat, and I would do a lot of like, stage combat classes and fencing and rapier fighting and hand to hand and broadswords. And so I started buying swords, and then like I just still have them. And then so everywhere I've ever moved to, I've had to like take my sword collection with me, because I can't get rid of them, because they're my swords, I bought them. So, but like Kim won't let me put them up, so they just live inside of my closet, and I have a bunch of them in there. And then in addition to that, I bought a new car several years ago. Not a new car, I bought a used car. And the guy that I was buying this car from worked at a place that made like high-end like canes and like walking sticks. There's a place in Dallas, and he had this like amazing like pimp cane. And I was just like holding it and looking at it, and he's like, tell you what, I'll throw that pimp. He didn't say pimp cane. I said pimp cane in my head. But he's like, I'll throw that cane in with the car if you'll take whatever for it. So I ended up buying a car, and then as a perk, I was given a pimp cane. So I'm gonna get my swords out so you guys can see them. I'm not messing around here, you guys. These are legit. Okay, hold on. Which ones to show first? That's really the question. There's a lot. I hope this just sounds like me digging through so many things. First things first, the pimp cane. This is a cane. This is the cane I was given. This was literally, he was selling this for hundreds of dollars. I think these things go for like a lot of money. It's a pimp cane. If you can see, it's like really nicely made. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, whenever I'm feeling stylish, I just, you know what I mean? Like, I just, I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just, like, anyway, that is my pimp cane. So, that is that. And I'm so glad these live streams make your month. That makes me glad that they do. Alex, it was great to see you. Thank you for coming by. Very stylish with my Star Wars shirt, shorts, and my pimp cane. The first thing I did when I came home was I changed out of my pants and shirt because I didn't want to be in my clothes. First sword. This is a Roman gladius. And it is quite heavy. And this is very finely crafted. It's not sharp, just so you guys know. I'm not gonna cut myself. But when I was a kid, I really loved the movie Gladiator, and I really wanted one of these. So I hunted down a place in Texas that sold them. I bought it, and I had my mom drive me out there just so I could pick it up. I'm a bigger nerd than any of you guys even realize. So that's that one. That's sword number 1. Let's put that away. Sword 2 is a katana. And this is a pretty cool sword. This one actually is pretty sharp, so I'm not going to touch it. It's actually it's not too sharp, but it definitely you could hurt somebody if you applied brute force. So this is my katana. That's great. I feel so silly right now. But you guys, hopefully you're enjoying this. This was a gift that my friend gave me because she knew that I like swords. And this is a cool sword. This is actually a sword from Indonesia. And it's a little old, a little rusty, but she bought this at at a place in Indonesia. So it's like handcrafted, and I don't even know what you call this exactly. It's kind of it's not a machete, but it's interesting. It's interesting. Okay. There's that one. Okay. Now we're getting to the good ones. This is my rapier. I can't believe I have this stuff. This one's very exciting. You can see the hilt is... This one is very fancy. This one I feel like is not practical at all. It's really one that would be difficult to fight with. It's very heavy, actually. It's a very, very heavy piece. But this is that sword. Bam. It is pretty pointy on the end, so I think you could probably hurt somebody with that. So... There's that one. Only 2 more to go, guys. Only 2 more to go. This is my broadsword. I always like this sword because it reminds me of Aragorn's sword from Lord of the Rings. It's actually very beautiful, but it is really heavy. And this, by the way, is sharpened. You can touch it like this. It doesn't cut you. But this is quite sharp. I mean, this tip is you can see it's sharp. If you applied force, if you did this, it would hurt. Again, though, this thing swords are actually kind of flimsy. It's they're not really as sturdy as you think they might be, and so this thing shakes a lot. Funny story. This was made in Pakistan. Funny story. I was showing a class. I used to teach stage combat, and I was showing a class my sword collection, and I had just bought this, and I didn't know that it wasn't sharp, and I was showing them, look guys, it's totally fine. And I took my fingers on this particular sword, and I ran my finger alongside of it, and I just sliced my hand open and started bleeding everywhere. And all the kids were like, okay. Now, the last one, you have to understand, I love movies, and one of my favorite movies of all time is Braveheart. I love that movie, have since I was little. So, this is a Scottish claymore. And this thing weighs a lot. Like, this thing is very, very... You can see how long it is. You literally... It's a long sword. This is a Scottish claymore. Until they pierce your spleen and they're not so flimsy. So, guys, this has been a trip through my sword collection that I still own. Why? I don't know. Why do I own these swords? I have no need for them, but occasionally I pull them out and I look at them and I wave them around, and then I put them back. That's what I do with my sword collection. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoyed that little jaunt into my childhood. But nothing I have is as cool as this pen cane. Nothing. So, I'm going to do the rest of the live stream like this. So, yesterday in LA was a day that they call... So, it's 420. And 420, I don't even know why necessarily, but 420 is yes, they'll never take our freedom. That was embarrassing. So 420 is a day where people smoke a lot of weed. People smoke a whole bunch of weed, apparently. I don't. So it's not a thing that I particularly am super familiar with. But everybody yesterday was talking about it. I was at Whole Foods. And hey, Joyce, how's it going? Welcome, Joyce. Welcome to Story Matters, a weekly podcast about stories and the artists who tell them. So I just was, I got excited about 420. He broke his mic. So anyway, I don't smoke weed or anything, and I'm not opposed to anybody who does, and it's now legal here in California. But I was at Whole Foods last night, and I was like, I buy these, so we're talking about weed, Joyce. I buy these like sodas that are like sugar-free. They're just like, they're called Zevia, and they're made with stevia, and it's like my little treat that sometimes I'll get. And I was sitting there, and I was just like, and it was next to the beer section, and they were this like these people like getting beer and like alcohol and stuff, and which is kind of a weird place to go to Whole Foods to get like a bunch of alcohol to get like super messed up. But the lady was like, just get those, and the lady was like, why are you getting so many? And the guy's like, it's 420. It's 420. It's the day that we get messed up. We get fucked up. And and then I was like, why are you at Whole Foods to buy the most expensive possible version of what you could get? And then I kind of said something like, wait, I thought 420 was a weed day. And he was like, nah, man, it's just like a day where like, you know, like whatever your like go-to like thing is, you just like indulge, you just like do it as much as possible. And I was like, oh, okay. So I got home and I was just thinking about it, and this is my Q&A for today. I was just kind of thinking about like how can we celebrate 420? So here's my question for you guys today. Since 420 apparently is broader than just weed. What is your guys' go-to, like, in a pinch when you're, like, you know, feeling stressed, feeling anxious, whatever, where some people might grab a drink or they might grab a joint or whatever. My thing has always been, you know, going to Netflix, going to my DVD and Blu-ray collection, going to Hulu. What is your like go-to, like, I wouldn't even say guilty pleasure, but more like that thing that, like, like the thing that you watch that kind of makes you go like, ah, yes, this is nice. Like, I feel better now. Because for me, like, movies and TV have always kind of been a drug to me. It's kind of like I use it sometimes. Chocolate and fan fiction on my phone. Okay, interesting. Full blast on headphones, Broadway tunes. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Actually, growing up, my default like indulgence was Broadway soundtracks. I would buy every Broadway soundtrack that came out. I would buy like on iTunes when that became a thing. I would buy them, and then I'd even like go to a music store, and I'd like look at the catalogs, and I'd like order like from their catalogs like new soundtracks and old soundtracks. Thank you, Lynn. Chocolate and Star Kid musicals. Nice. Sometimes I'm drawing and painting because all there is whatever I'm working on. Movies and chicken wings. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Oh, I like that. Logging into World of Warcraft, turning on Slipknot, and joining player versus player. Nice. Fanfics, old Glee episodes, a Harry Potter musical, Spies Are Forever. Yes. Caesar Curry was one of my favorite. I'm glad that I'm your favorite. This makes me glad. Wait, which part? Which part? I don't know which part I said. But either way, I'm glad. Mine is I would like my go-to thing whenever I'm like stressed, sad, anxious, whatever, just like long day, want to come home. I don't bust open a six-pack. What I do is I get Red Hot and Blue corn chips, which are this fantastically spicy chip you can get at Whole Foods or whatever. And everything I just said. And I make like either like salsa or like bean dip, and I will just sit there and I will just watch an episode or two of The Office, and it's just like, everything is good, everything is lovely, and The Office is on, and here we are. That's like my go-to thing. And I used to feel like, so I never grew up playing video games. Like, I just never had a game system for whatever reason. I just ended up reading a bunch. And so I think I never quite understood, like I like video games. I really enjoy video games. I think they're fun. But I had a friend of mine recently who was telling me like why he tends to default to video games over like films. He was like, it really kind of allows me to like engage with something and like really put my focus and energy into like accomplishing a simple task or a puzzle or something like that. And he's like in a weird way, like it's kind of a therapeutic thing. He's like, I have to be careful not to like spend too much time, but I thought that was like I was like, that's what I love about movies and TVs. I love like kind of getting to escape into them, and like lose myself a little bit. Play, read, or listen to music, or chat with international friends. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Gaming can help so much at times. Getting lost in a good story, getting my aggression out, killing monsters. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I just thought, I just heard like multiple people yesterday talking about like 420 and like let's indulge, and I thought it's interesting. Like, again, no disrespect to people who use that, and it's like a thing that they do if they have anxiety. It's like an amazing thing that can help people. But for me, like being somebody who's never really done that, I was like, well, what do I do in my life that kind of serves the same function? And I realized, I kind of have these, I wouldn't even say guilty pleasures, just things where I may have already seen them a bunch of times, but I still return to them and I still really enjoy them. And I, really like get something more than just the story. It actually like kind of is a calming, soothing kind of thing. Also marathon Star Wars, Sims for hours. Yeah. No video game. Gaming can help so much. Yeah, keeping me. Sorry, I'm just reading through these comments. I have a question for you guys, and maybe this is more towards Bexy and some of the people here who've played. But so I don't own a game system, but getting to know better Anthony Rapp, through LeakyCon and things like that. He has, just talking to him, he has such a passion for video games and for gaming. And again, as a kid, I think I was never around it much, and my friends always had it, and I just ended up not playing much. But I don't know, I've just seen this incredible trend of like really incredible story-based gaming, where it's allowing an audience to not just watch but engage in something. And so I've kind of been curious about, I don't know, I have to be careful because when I like things, I have a very addictive personality. I have a very addictive personality. If I like something, I just want it as much as possible all the time. So I have to be careful with anything that I'm like, I like this, because I might then only do that. This is why I really, really kind of try to avoid alcohol as much as possible, and like anything, because I know when something makes me feel good, I'm like, more. So video games, though, I've been really curious about dabbling. Just like I want to know like what a good starting place would be. Like if I had to, I don't know, if I had to like go with any system, or like, I know I've seen some stuff about some really amazing immersive story-based games that really allow you to like feel and connect with the characters, but also make choices and also like really engage. Yeah, Anthony and Melissa play a lot, and Anthony was talking about like Last of Us and just some really amazing stuff where I went, I didn't know like that was a thing that games could even do. I guess I didn't realize, I just hadn't thought of it in that term, in those terms before. My favorite character in Supernatural happens to be the devil, and now my friends think I'm a Satanist. Stick with PC. Well, can I do it on a Mac? I don't have a PC. Can I do Mac games? Is that a thing I can do? Yeah, he went to school with some of my friends. Anthony, I love Anthony. He's great. So yeah, that's my question. If there was a recommendation of like, what's a good game to start with? Like, what's a good starting point for someone who's looking to like get more story than just necessarily like, I'm not a huge fan of like first person shooter games. Like I get the appeal of it totally, but unless I'm playing with friends, I find it like I don't get much out of it. But yeah, is it a desktop Mac? It is not. I use a laptop. I have a laptop Mac. Tower Mac? No. I wish I had a Tower Mac. That'd be amazing. I'd love to have a Tower Mac. Those things cost like $3,000. It's crazy. Go to Eric's house. So Eric has been trying to get me to play to get a PS4 for a long time. Minecraft. I recently wrote, I think story. Would I be more interested in strategy or story? I think, me personally, story. But I don't know. I think I'm like strategy. I find that I'm really like interested in strategy when it comes to accomplishing like creative things, but I'm not very good with strategy of like gameplay. Or maybe it's just like I don't know. I think story is more. So anyway, so that was my question. Sorry, I feel like I'm just being random here, but yeah, great. So good to know. Some of your guys weed substitutes. Yeah, because story matters. Immersive story choices beyond Two Souls. Ooh, interesting. It's a really interesting game. Well, guys, this has been fun. This has been a lot of fun. I probably should head off pretty soon. I have many things to accomplish before I'm on a flight tomorrow to Atlanta, and I know some of you guys are on flights very soon. I know it's late there in the UK, so I'm probably going to wrap it up soon. But thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you for coming on and chatting with me and hanging out. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for the safe travels. I'll just be in Atlanta for like 2 days, and then I'll be back. And then I'll be in Dallas for 2 days, and then I'll be back. But have a blast, everybody that's going to the UK. Marty, safe travels. Have fun at G7, those of you guys who are going. If you're not going, that's okay. We can all just be sad together, you and I, since we're both not going. have a blast, guys. And oh, sorry, I forgot to mention a quick little update. So there's a new episode this Sunday. Fingers crossed I can get it recorded in time. It is a new story that I've written from my life, tentatively called The Understudy. But I'm really excited about this one because it's getting away from Glee a little bit, a lot. Actually, not at all. It's not about Glee at all. And more kind of going back to my past and childhood and things like that. So I use sort of talking about Glee and the hashtag Blessed Stories as like a jumping off point. But hopefully this will be some different perspectives and some different things that you didn't know about. And I'm really trying with this one to create more cinematic sequences. I posted that thing. I don't know if you guys heard. It's my little Apollo, my Apollo hero fantasy sequence, where I'm trying to take moments from my life that I remember as a kid being so much more awesome in my imagination than maybe they were, and trying to kind of recreate that with audio and like accomplish that like with sound. Yeah, so hopefully that's something that you guys will enjoy. Hopefully that like it's engaging and interesting and theatrical. And I'm not kidding when I say I'm really looking into developing some kind of one-man show inspired by the podcast. I have a particular kind of series of stories in mind that I want something that I would do like that with, to be more than just like, here's some stories about me working on Glee. Like I want it to be something a little bit more profound, a little bit more that connects people, and that, you know, maybe it's things from my life, but I want people to see themselves in it, and I want it to be a more of an empathetic experience that people can see there. Anyway, I'm over talking, but I'm really in the process right now of writing and trying to develop an idea of a show that I could possibly take on the road, so that I could, you know, on a given weekend, go to Boston, do a show, go to New York, do a show, go to Illinois, do a show, go to Pennsylvania, do a show, you know, possibly go to the UK for a few days, and, you know, like do something that would be, I think, kind of somewhere between like a one-man theater show and like stand-up comedy and like a podcast, where I'd probably be on a mic and like actually have a soundboard with me and actually be able to run sound cues and do stories and all these things. And it would be a whole thing, because I have long wanted and wanted to perform more, but because I don't necessarily, as a kid or as a teenager especially, I always was very envious. I know you're not supposed to be envious, but I was very envious of like the cool guy who played guitar, or like the person who, like, you know, sat down at the piano, because there's this ability when you have an instrument to kind of just like play a show, you know, and have a thing. My instrument is not necessarily music. I can sing, but it's not my instrument. My instrument is my words, you know, and my thoughts. That's the thing that I've always been able to play, you know, to share. And so I've had people ask me, like, you should do a show, you should do more concerts. And it's like, well, I don't have any original music to share. And trying to force that and trying to push that, even though it's not something I'm particularly naturally inclined to do, seemed kind of strange to me. But this, so Darren Criss, you were jealous of Darren Criss? Yes, I mean, who wouldn't be? Yeah, just like that idea of like somebody who can walk in a room with a guitar and just sit down and start playing. When my skill set is like a thing you can't, it's like, oh, let me tell you a story. Let me do a monologue for you. People are like, no, I don't want to hear you do that. But with this, with the podcast and with doing these episodes, it has just opened up a whole new like dimension of like ideas and just I don't know. It's been really cool for me because I have been writing more than ever, and just ideas have just been flowing. So that's something I have gotten so much out of it, and I'm so grateful to you guys because you have given me so much inspiration and so much like uh, encouragement that has made me feel very like free and uninhibited to just write. And so I have just, I'm not kidding when I say like on my computer I probably have 50 or 60 different like ideas and documents and stories and all these things. So I've been trying to piece it together into kind of an act, if you will, where it would be a thing where you could come and actually like it'd be kind of an hour and a half experience, told in a theatrical way, which is kind of where I feel the most at home and the most free. When I'm up on stage, I feel a freedom there that I don't necessarily, feel when I'm like singing or doing a concert or something like that. So again, I love singing and I love performing, but this to me is like something that I didn't quite know what I wanted to do, and it's not quite stand up, and it's not quite a play. It's somewhere in the middle, and it just feels very truthful to like what I have been. I don't know. It feels very like organic and very like I feel very excited. I've never felt more excited about putting something out there. So just like an update on that. I don't have any specifics yet. I haven't even remotely looked into venues or locations or anything like that. But that's something I'm working on developing and trying to put together so that I could take it to Illinois. So I could take it to, I love the young storyteller skits. I mean, it's kind of in the vein of that, that idea of like an audience watching a story unfold. And probably I would do it where I would have like, a microphone and like an amp and like really like use sound and acting. And then in certain cities, certain places, maybe even have guests come and, be a fellow actor or whatever. Something I'm actually looking at doing in LA maybe in the summer is doing a show where my buddy Kenton Duty, who was on Shake It Up, and maybe get my buddy Titus, maybe Riker, and some guests to come and actually do kind of 2 acts of a show where we would do like a live audio kind of podcast on stage, and then the second half of the show I would do this more kind of theatrical kind of thing. So anyway, these are all ideas that are far beyond me, but hopefully in the new episode you hear Sunday, you will hear the beginnings of those ideas coming to life, the beginnings of piecing together something more more immersive and more theatrical that goes just beyond like me talking. I'm really trying to get into more producing images in your head, and hopefully when you hear it and you listen to it, it transports you into my imagination, but not just in my imagination, but like in a way that it becomes yours, like great stories for me. Or when I grew up listening to these books on tape. One was called Adventures in Odyssey, and the other one was Hank the Cowdog, which is a book series that I loved as a kid. The Hank the Cowdog was this very funny book series about this dog who was just a dog at a ranch in Texas, but the books were narrated from the dog's perspective, and the dog thought he was the coolest, most awesome person ever, basically Alex Brody from Buffering, if you guys have watched that. And he thought he was like the ultimate defender of the ranch, and he thought he was the one responsible for barking up the sun every morning. And it was such as a kid, I remember like listening to these stories and going like, it's such a great perspective because they personified this dog who was just acting like a dog, but then all of a sudden they took you into the dog's imagination and justified all the reasons dogs do the weird things they do through this like character built who thinks he's like a super like tough cop dog. And I was always mesmerized by those stories because I thought, I love it when you can transport someone into somebody else's imagination, and let them see it. And to me, there's something really cool about auditory storytelling, because you're getting the story is something you're getting from the writer, but your imagination is what really makes it come to life. So it's not just a movie where I'm showing you all the images and you're going, okay, I'm engaging with it, I'm looking at it, but it's actually the only way that it works is for the audience to really, like, the audience is part of the process. you put the words out there, but their imaginations are the ones that actually make it come alive in their head. So it becomes this really cool, like, symbiotic relationship where you put an idea out and then they get to, like, make it what they want to make it in their head. I can't dictate for you what it looks like because you're the one creating it in your own mind. And Adventures in Odyssey was this kids series that I also listened to that was very similar, and it was like audio plays. And then I was part of a radio theater company for many years where we would do old radio plays. We would do like the original I Love Lucy sitcom. We would do like old kind of like Twilight Zone kind of mystery audio plays. And we do it with live Foley. And it was always really cool because a lot of times we would encourage the audience to even close their eyes. And they would, and it was great because I would attend shows that I wasn't in, and you close your eyes, and yeah, it's like you heard the components, but your imagination filled in the rest, and it became very vivid in a really cool and interesting way. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to accomplish that, just, on my computer with my own imagination, figuring out how I can create something that hopefully becomes alive and real. Yeah, and if you guys ever get a chance to go listen to some old like audio plays, like CBS did a bunch of, I Love Lucy, for any of you who haven't watched the show, you should. It's, greatest sitcom of all time, was actually an audio, like a radio sitcom before it actually became I Love Lucy. So it actually started off on the radio, and there's some amazing radio stuff with like Abbott and Costello and Laurel and Hardy and all these things. And it's just a wonderful, beautiful like art form. My local theater is a live radio play around Christmas every year. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something that I've loved and I have long missed and longed for. And all of a sudden this podcast became the opportunity to flesh that out. So hopefully you guys will hear some of that in this week's episode. This is a long-winded way of saying that. And I hope you dig it. Let me know your feedback, thoughts, comments, everything. I'd love to know what's working for you, what you found compelling, and hopefully more of that, and then that can hopefully turn into a show that actually goes on the road. And that is a big reason why this Patreon, I think, is so special and important to me, because it will allow me kind of to be able to just like hop on a plane and go to, Idaho and do a show there on a weekend and be back by Monday for work. And it's like a thing I can do and really meet people and connect with people, and then also possibly do even more recording of episodes where I actually have listeners come on and share some of their stories. And I don't know, it could be a whole thing. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm getting really worked up because I'm really excited about what could be. So a lot of work to come, a lot of work that must be done before that can happen. But just wanted to kind of update you with what I'm doing, thinking about, working on. And hopefully you guys enjoy the episode on Sunday. And I will be lining up guests very soon, upcoming guests. I will be reaching out to you guys in regards to getting questions from them. And once again, have a great weekend. I'll see you guys very soon. And thank you so much for listening. I really, really appreciate it. All right. Bye, guys. Love you all. Bye.